Another sunshine-filled day here at the ballpark in Leavenworth County, home of the Tonganoxie Chieftains here at the fairgrounds. Get another softball doubleheader on tap between your Chieftains and the visiting Cyclones of Bishop Ward. As always, is presented by Kansas Insurance. They believe in taking time to issue personal care and attention to each individual client. To see how Kansas Insurance can help you protect what matters most, call 913-369-6600 as we cruise along briefly into our S&S Body pregame show out here in the berm in the outfield. Dylan Funk and Dennis Drennan. It's another beautiful day, Denny. Breezy. Going to be a little chilly as this doubleheader does go along, as we have two teams, both at 500 or better. The Cyclones come in 2-2 on the year. From Class 3A are the Cyclones. They lost their last two games coming into this one, so on a little bit of a slump. Same can be said for the Lady Chieftains, 4-2 overall in the year. We saw them put a beating a week ago here against Maranatha Academy, but we said the real test was going to come 2 days later. That was last Thursday on the road at Spring Hill, taking on the 5A Broncos, appearing in the championship game, the state championship game a season ago, and they dropped both of them to the Broncos by scores of 1-3 and 1-2, so pretty close losses on Thursday. But looking to come back here in this afternoon, Denny, take this doubleheader against the Cyclones, because in 2 days you got another good game coming up against Eudora on Thursday.
Yeah, Eudora is always a quality opponent, but like you said, partner, it looks beautiful, and it really is. I mean, sunshine. We do have 13-mile-an-hour wind, constant wind, gusting to 20. It's basically blowing from right field to left field. I don't think it's going to be much of a problem for the fielders today, but it's definitely got a little bit of a chill to it. That second game might get a little nippy.
And the always running joke is whenever we do these spring broadcasts on Tonganoxie Sports Live, there's always some wind coming. We got pretty lucky a week ago. I don't think we're going to get as lucky today, even though it's still pretty manageable. I think really the biggest concern, one, if somebody can get a hold of a ball today, it is blowing out to the outfield, so it could maybe help somebody get it over the fence. We'll wait and see. Didn't have any home runs last week, but pitching of Maranatha wasn't quite as good. Expect a little bit better here against Bishop Ward, and same can be said for the Lady Chieftains. That pitching last week too, I mean, was just absolutely phenomenal. Prickett got the start in game one, and Garcia got the start in game two. They both looked phenomenal. I'm really excited to see how they look here today against Bishop Ward. You've been watching the S&S Body pregame show since 1972. S&S Body Shop has been the place to go to in Tonganoxie for auto body and repair work. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at snsautoandbody.com or call 913-369-3193. Denny, it looks like we're going to have a little bit of time here while we run through the starting nine for both the Chieftains and the Cyclones.
Okay, yeah. Leading off for the Bishop Ward team is going to be number 2, Tinker. She's the pitcher. Not often do you see the pitcher leading off, but that's what we have today. Yeah. In the 2-hole is Romo playing shortstop. In the 3-hole is Villegas playing second base. Then Delatorre playing catcher, followed by Carter playing left field, Espinoza in center, Hernandez at first, Silva at third, and Delgado in right. Now for the Lady Chieftains, Emerson Maslak, number 15, leading off, playing shortstop. Putoff in the 2-hole, catching. Farrah Halsa in the 3-hole, playing second base. Weehee is next, and she's playing third base. Prickett is on the mound, followed by Garcia, who's at first base. Then Carly Crane in left field, Carson Platt in center field, and Carlton is in right field.
So pretty close to what we saw a week ago against Maranatha at this point in the season. Already a couple of weeks in for head coach Casey Loomis, already starting to figure out her groove of who's going to fill in the everyday spots. And it looks like it's going to be the same rotation in the circle. It'll be Prickett to get to start here in game one. And against the Eagles, sure, you could say facing some bats that maybe weren't quite up to the test. She did give out a 1-out single in the first inning. She did respond by striking out the next 8 batters that she faced. And it was a quick game, just 2.5 innings in her start, as it was in game 2. 5 total innings we played in a doubleheader last week. That's pretty odd, too. I hope and I wonder if we'll play more here today. But Prickett, nonetheless, she looked phenomenal against the Eagles, and she's got the confidence coming in to this game and this start here in Game 1. Faced a really good Spring Hill lineup as well, and like I mentioned, only 5 runs total given up in that doubleheader to the Broncos. It was more the offense of the Chieftains, just held to 1 game in each of the doubleheader. So
sounds like they ran into some good pitching.
Yeah, and that's the Broncos. They have that too over on that 5A side. They are phenomenal. A reason that they were in the state championship game just towards the end of last season, not even a full calendar year ago. As we welcome in the first batter of the game for Prickett, and she fires the first pitch in, and it is in for a called strike 1.
This is Tinker, the pitcher that's leading off here.
Was the other part that really made Prickett so efficient in that start against Maranatha was her percentage of first pitch strikes. Even with the minimal amount of batters that she faced, I think every single one of them started in an 0-1 count.
Yeah, she looked phenomenal. Her and Garcia both did.
Yeah, which usually if you can use that as she goes upstairs, gets a swing and miss for strike 2, if you can continue to work in those first pitch strikes, and it's just going to continue to lead to great success.
Whenever you can get ahead of hitters, it helps you.
And you can hear the wind rippling through here. Going to be something to keep an eye on all throughout this doubleheader. Prickett, 2-strike pitch goes away, and we're going to ask the umpire, did she go around? He says she did not. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to count here. This is Tinker. And not often you do see the pitcher leading off of an inning, especially to start a game, but can do herself some favors if perhaps she can get on base. Yeah, she gets caught looking on an inside part of the plate.
Too close to take.
Strikeout number 1 for Prickett, and at least with the doubleheaders here on Tonganoxie Sports Live, she struck out 9 straight batters. How about that?
That's amazing.
Last 9 that she's faced.
As those of you that watched last week, we mentioned that Coach Aubrey Bratton Volkins from Johnson County Community College was out here scouting last week. I think she had the little jugs gun up and was checking the velocity on these pitchers.
Yeah, I think that was something definitely, obviously you and I being broadcasters over at Johnson County, in need of some pitching in the upcoming class, and getting a look at both Prickett in Game 1 and Garcia in Game 2, who I'm assuming is who we're going to see coming up in Game 2 once again. Solana Garcia currently over at first base. Prickett's next pitch is swung on and miss.
They're way behind her.
Still put off the catcher back there, Kylie put off. Two balls, 2 strikes now. 1 gone, just getting started here, top of the first inning. First pitch coming right, even before 4 o'clock, just now at 3:57. Getting a head start here at the fairgrounds. 2-2, and we'll go full.
Come back and get her now.
School just getting out at Tongi High not even an hour ago. Out here playing ball. Payoff looming from Prickett. Here it is. Got her looking. Strike 3 called. And another strikeout for Aubrey Prickett. Just continues to pile them up. 10 in a row. Let's just keep the count going. And she's got something, too, where the majority of those 10, like we're talking about going back to last week's doubleheader against Maranatha, the majority of them looking strikeouts, not swing and miss. So I imagine that would tell you that there's some late movement on those pitches of hers, looking out of the zone and peeking right back into the zone.
Yeah, and it's obvious the batters are looking for something different than what she's giving them.
So now 2 gone. This is Villegas, number 16, looking to at least help the Cyclones avoid a potential 3-up, 3-down inning. Chieftains would love nothing more. Get a chance to get the bats back up to the plate and get the lid off early today.
Yeah. Villegas is playing second base today for the Cyclones.
That's in the zone for Prickett ahead. Once again, another 2-strike count for her. 1 ball, 2 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the first. Prickett a pitch away and a strike away from potentially striking out the side to open this game.
A little low.
This Tonganoxie roster loaded with senior leadership, 7 total on the squad this year for Casey Loomis, still in the early stages of her reign, and as softball head coach, as that one is just high out of the zone, and we'll go full once again with Prickett against Villegas. That last pitch did not miss by much. Let's see what Prickett wants to do here. Another payoff Lumen. Gets her on the swing and a miss. Does strike out the side. 2 looking, 1 swinging. Aubrey Prickett, like a hot knife through butter, working her way through the Cyclones. Chieftains up to the plate for the first time when we return here on your home of the Chieftains, Tonganoxie Sports Live.
At Kansas Insurance, we know one size doesn't fit all. In fact, our whole mindset is based on customized policies for you and your families. We're local, and we do what we do because we care about you. Think of us as brokers for your insurance needs. Working with Kansas Insurance gets you the award-winning service and attention to detail that only an independent agency can provide. All across Kansas, we're here to help you manage and plan for all types of risk. Contact a local agent today. Kansas Insurance. Local, independent, serving you.
Does your roof have possible storm damage? Looking to get solar panels? Or is it just simply time to get it inspected? That's where Balmer Roofing and Solar come into play. Balmer Roofing has a combined 40 years of experience with JAF Master Elite and Emerald Pro contractors. The Balmer family and their team are ready to give your house a brand new roof or solar panels at an affordable cost with a 50-year warranty. Life has mishaps and they want nothing but your customer satisfaction. Let them prove why so many of your neighbors choose Balmer for their roofing projects. To schedule a free inspection, call 913-845-5252 or visit them online at balmerroofing.com.
Chieftains softball today presented by Crookham Construction, in part by Crookham Construction, performing a wide variety of concrete and special project services throughout the area. They're hardworking people with small town family values. Find more information at crookhamconstruction.com. It'll be Emerson Maslak that's going to lead it off in the Chieftains half of the first inning. Also starting at shortstop. That's what you're more traditionally used to seeing.
Yeah.
To lead off an inning. Bishop Ward had their pitcher Tinker the lead off in her half. She struck out looking, and now she's going to be faced with trying to run through this Tonganoxie lineup again, who put up big numbers against Maranatha, 16-1 winners in Game 1, 19-1 winners in Game 2 against the Eagles, but only were able to muster up 2 runs in as many games last Thursday on the road at Spring Hill. Always a good time to, in a perfect spot, at least for this Chieftain squad, to get a pair of wins today, because they got one game, not a doubleheader, just one game on Thursday against Eudora, and that's a big matchup of 2 Frontier League foes looking to be contenders in the grand scheme of things in Class 4A. There's Maslak in. She takes the first pitch high and outside for ball 1. Now, the only downside in that Maranatha game a week ago that we covered, Denny, is that for this batting order for Tongi, of all those runs, and I just, upwards of 30-plus runs that they scored, there was only, 3 or 4 hits across the entire doubleheader. I mean, it was a lot of walks. A lot of walks. It was a lot of wild pitches, pass balls, hit by pitches. There really weren't many opportunities for Maslak and company to really get a hold of something and try to drive it. Farrah Halsa had some hard line drives that were going foul. She did sneak one into the third baseline to keep it fair, as that pitch is way above eye level from Tinker to Maslak. That's a 4-pitch walk. So right away, Chieftain's not going to waste any time to get a runner on. They were very aggressive with running around on a base pass against Maranatha. We'll see if they do the same here against Bishop Ward.
Yep. She was on her way.
Yep. That one got away from Delator to catcher, and Maslak taking the easy breeze and pass up to second base. And script is following eerily similar like you did a week ago against Maranatha, where a leadoff walk and then a pass ball, wild pitch, whatever you want to score it later. Put the runner in scoring position for Tonganoxie. Kylie put off at the dish, starting to catch her. She sees the next pitch from Tinker, and she pulls, and that is going to go out into the outfield. It's a base hit. Maslak's going to be waved around, and just like that, Tonganoxie takes a 1-0 lead.
And put off gets an RBI.
Yes. That's exactly what you wanted to do, too. After being held to just 1 run apiece in your last doubleheader, you just want to come out. 2 batters in, you already get a run across. Now you can kind of take a deep breath. You can relax a little bit.
Yeah, you need to keep this merry-go-round going.
And a good candidate to do it, Farrah Halsa at the dish. High, caught him in tween, going to have to go, and into second base she slides, and she's going to be in safely. Putoff was kind of caught in between. It was a high pitch. Delator was able to catch it, and Putoff kind of caught in that gray area of like, I can try to go back to first. It can be a close play. I might as well just go for second, test the arm, and she's able to get in there safely. Another runner in scoring position for the Chieftains. Tinker's next pitch to Halsa. That's pulled, and it'll go foul. The amount of near base hits that Farrah had a week ago is... She was on her way for having like a 9-for-9 day.
Yeah, I don't know how many foul balls she hit down.
It was a lot.
Third baseline.
Was seeing the ball pretty well for every manageable pitch, hittable pitch that was in the zone at least. She lays off that one as that goes out. Was just pulling just a touch early. Was getting just a little too eager, and eventually did finally tuck one in. And I think everyone was so happy to see that. Like finally. And she's going to reach with a walk. So 2 aboard here for Tongi. Putoff still at second base, and Halsa moves up to first on the walk. This will bring in the third baseman, Kaylin Weehee.
I'd like to see Weehee get a hold of one. Uh-oh, there it is. That's gone.
Yes, it is!
Told you.
A 3-run shot for Kaylin Weehee and a no-doubter. And she's got an entourage waiting for her at home plate. No jet stream really needed on that one, but definitely helped. It's a 4-0 Tonganoxie lead, and still nobody out in the bottom of the first. And that's on the gravel road. Talk about a no-doubt shot.
Yeah, when it came off the bat, it sounded really good.
Went to go clip the replay, hit the wrong button, so unfortunately don't have the replay looks there.
Bad.
That's my fault. I'm owning up to that one. That's my fault. But we definitely have it in real time and seeing it soar over the fence. Carter out and left for Bishop Ward could do nothing but run it down as long as she could and just watch it fly, wave it goodbye. Fan going to collect the souvenir ball for Kaylin. Or at least just going to bring it back to the dugout. Not sure how big of a souvenir it is.
That was a line drive, too.
It was a line drive. It was not high into the atmosphere. It was not a wall scraper either, but no, it was still, it got out in a hurry. Now it goes to Aubrey Prickett. Again, already going to be dealing with a 4-run lead. 4 runs of support already from her offense. Yeah, the 1-run single from the catcher. And now that 3-run home run from Weehee later. And it's a big Chieftain advantage. And still 3 outs to work with here in their half of the first. And Prickett's now going to get on with a walk. That was Putoff that had that 1-run single. Name was avoiding me there for a second. I don't know what was going on.
Still nobody out.
Yep. That brings Solana Garcia up. One of the
6th batter.
Yeah, one of the young, talented underclassmen in this softball squad. Yeah, she takes high and upstairs for ball 1. Which is overall very impressed the way that she played in the field in game 1 last week, but her pitching that she had in game 2, I mean, she was putting some extra zip on that softball.
She was lights out. Unhittable, as they say.
Pretty much. Ground in, and that's going to go foul right in front of the Chieftain dugout. And the run rule, as always, we went over it last week. 15 runs after 2.5 innings, 8 runs after 4.5 innings. So you get out of the top of the third with a 15 or more run lead, or out of the fifth with an 8 run or more lead. Game will be called done as Solano puts that one out into the outfield. Everybody will move up. She will pull into second, keeps the line moving. 7th batter coming to the plate here for Tonganoxie in the bottom of the first.
Brings up Carly Crane.
First pitch swinging for Charlie, and she goes foul. Been solidified one of the cornerstones out in the outfield for the softball team for the past few years now. Tinker's pitch, that's pulled in again, just ambushing. In between third and short go the Chieftains, and another run will come in to score. Garcia goes to third. Holding up at first is Crane, and she'll settle in a 1-run single. It's 5-0 Tongi.
Nice RBI.
So really the big obvious difference from the game we just saw a week ago is that the Chieftains, they weren't getting any pitches to hit. At least Tinker, she's kind of serving up meatballs right there over the heart of the plate. And in Tongi, they're going to ambush. And they are not missing as we got our first brief stoppage here.
She got one in there about belt high to Weehee, and she heard it.
Very animated is the Cyclone head coach. Marking out as his infield, catcher and pitcher as well. Outfielders just viewing it all in, just like you and I are out here. And always get very fortunate, very lucky with the weather. Anytime we come out here to the fairgrounds, it's been a really good day. If the wind was just a little bit more calm, I think it'd be even more comfortable.
Yeah,
but
it would.
the wind definitely does have a little bit of a bite to it, so some fans electing to bust out the sweatshirts today, even though with it being 63 degrees, the wind making it feel like it's closer to 54.
Oh, nice hit.
This time on the right side of the infield, another run will come in.
Carson Platt.
And at this rate, for Tonganoxie, definitely could be on their way to another run rule win. Carson Platt brings Garcia in to score. Crane moves up to second. On to first now is Carson Platt. This one over to short, and she'll just toss it over to third. That's Romo to Silva, and they will send Charlie Crane back to the dugout, reaching on the fielder's choice and up to first base. It was Lila Carlton.
Back to the top of the order.
You bat around and you only sacrifice 1 out and you score 6 runs. That's a pretty good pace.
Yeah.
Maslach got the whole thing started. Reached on with a 4-pitch walk.
Her second at bat, she walked and scored the first time up.
Still 6-0 here for the Chieftains in a 2-ball, no-strike count to Maslach, who's seen 6 pitches, and all 6 have been outside of the zone.
Oh.
Home plate must have heard me. Just couldn't quite make it 7 in a row. Now it's a 2-1 count. Or what? Or was it? Did he that last pitch called a strike? I thought
he said
I thought he said strike. It didn't look like a strike. He called it a strike. That's leading to our surprise up here. Now the bases are loaded. In a good spot for putoff. Maslach at first, Carlton at second, Platt over at third base. One of the many batters already with an RBI. Putoff puts it right back over to short again. They toss it to third. So Carlton back to the dugout. Maslak up to second. Putoff reaches on the fielder's choice, but Carson Platt does come in to score. That's another run here for the Chieftains. It is now 7-0 with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. So everything has been really hard ground balls with the exception to the 3-run home run for Kaylin Weehee that left and over the fence in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's had some pretty good contact to it. The last few have just gone right into the direction of Romo over there at short. She's been able to pitch it to Silva at third for a couple of 6-5 putouts. Maslak at second, Putoff at first. Up to the plate is Hulsa, and she belts this one, and that's going to get by the glove of the left fielder, and everyone's going to get a chance to run. Hulsa pulls up at second, as does Putoff at third. Maslak is in to score, and it's 8-0. And it's hard to tell, did that touch the glove of Carter out and left, or did she just misread it?
No, I don't think she touched it.
So I don't think she did, so that's going to go as a 1-run double for Farrah Hulsa when it's all said and done. Which I would agree with. And another one that's cranked, and another one that's deep and gone.
Man.
Oh my goodness, Kaylin Weehee. 2 home runs at the bottom of the first inning. And she has brought the Chieftains to double digits. And this time, folks, we have the replay.
Awesome.
Goodbye. How about that? Right into the wheelhouse, putting another one right on the bottom of the berm, not quite getting out to the gravel road like the first one did, but nonetheless, it is 11-0 Chieftains.
Another no-doubter.
Absolutely. No doubter. And I'll tell you, I made the mistake the first time. I didn't hit the right button to click the replay. I made sure this time we're getting it on replay, and it was a beauty. 2 home runs we have seen this season in 2026 on Tongi Sports Live, and they both belong to Kaylin Weehee. Part of an 11-run bottom of the first as Tonganoxie again in contention to end this one at just about 2.5 innings of work. We'll see. Tanker's still out there pitching for the Cyclones as she's going to walk Prickett. Chieftains in business once again.
2 outs in the inning, finally.
You do have that working in your favor. That is true, as outfield being told to back up a little bit as Solana Garcia digs in and takes a first pitch strike.
That wind just picked up.
Yes, it did. This one skips in. Prickett still staying over at first base. 1 ball, 1 strike count to Garcia. Fan coming out of the stands, tracking down that second home run ball for Kaylin Weehee again.
Kaylin did not need the wind on either one of those.
No. Toss to second, not going to be in time. Leaks down to the outfield, but
who lost their glove?
That would be, I believe, Villegas, the second baseman, coming over to cover, because that was Romo that fielded the ball, trying to underhand toss it. A little bit of a scramble there for Bishop Ward, and when it's all said and done, everyone's going to be safe. Prickett up to second. Garcia reaches first. And the inning looked like was going to be over there at just 11 runs given up. Just 11 runs given up for Bishop Ward, but instead it will continue. Another pitch high and upstairs. Delator pulls it down for a ball. Now the home plate umpire taking his mask off and
calling it for whatever reason.
I don't. We saw this a couple times last week too. I'm not sure, but tell you what, Kaylin Weehee, have yourself a bottom of the first. This her second home run, a no-doubter over the fence, and it's 11-0 Tonganoxie over Bishop Ward.
Your one stop for beauty and relaxation. That's the Beauty Bar Salon and Spa in downtown Tonganoxie, offering services for men's and women's haircuts, facial waxing, tanning, makeup, bridal services, and more. Their team is dedicated to providing a memorable experience for each guest. From vibrant styles and colors to soothing massages, they have everything you need to look and feel amazing. To make an appointment, call 913-347-2957 or visit them at 414 East 4th Street in Tonganoxie.
Shop local and save at Brothers Market in Tonganoxie, where we treat you like family. Brothers Market has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy fresh cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need. From apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to cool crisp lettuce. Brothers Market, open daily. Learn more at shopbrothersmarket.com.
So here's the quick stat line for Kaylin Weehee from that bottom of the first. 2 for 2, 2 home runs, and 6 RBIs.
That's a pretty good half inning, partner.
That's a good half inning.
That's a good game.
That's a good game. It's even a good week for some people. They could sprinkle in a couple of 3-run home runs. She did it in a half inning, and incredible. 6 of the 11 runs scored driven in by Kaylin Weehee. Phenomenal start for her. Phenomenal start for the Chieftains. Dylan Funk and Dennis Drennan out here at the fairgrounds just down the road of Tonganoxie High School. Our second and final regular season softball matchup as that pitch low and away swung on and misses as Delator, the catcher, leading off for Bishop Ward. Always could have more softball games later on down the road, pending with playoffs, how far Lady Chieftains go, where they go and play. Definitely would love to follow this squad wherever they go. Chopper going to be taken, and throw over to first is in time. Farrah also fields it, throws over to first in time to Kalia Baldock. 1 gone for Bishop Ward here in their half of the second. Same can be said for baseball too. We'll run down what's coming up here in the near future on Tonganoxie Sports Live. Got some girls soccer coming your way, some baseball going to be coming your way too.
Wow, nice pitch.
This is Carter, number 42 for Bishop Ward. Swings and misses at the first pitch she is offered by Prickett. And who struck out the side in the first. 2 looking, 1 swinging, and leads off this inning with the ground out up the middle. And now she has a chance to strike her out here ahead 0-2.
Got her set up.
A lot of options here for Prickett. What does she want to come and attack with? Into the wind and delivery. Here comes. Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Looks like some kind of off-speed pitch got her.
And for Prickett and the Chieftains, just not slowing down at all. All gas, no brakes here against the Cyclones. Strikeout number 4 for Aubrey Prickett. So here's Espinoza, number 9. So the Cyclones just looking for any resistance right now. 4 of the 5 batters before Espinoza going down on strikes. 1 ball put in play. It was right to the glove at second of Farrah Halsa for the putout. Next pitch swung on late.
Wow. She blew that by her. Oh, nice. Nice off-speed pitch.
Just pulling the string there at the end. Prickett just kind of toying with her food right now, if you will. Has Espinoza well on her heels. 1 ball, 2 strike count. 2 gone in the top of the second. Prickett.
Yep, gave her the heater.
Wow.
There's no way she's catching up to that.
No doubt about it. Tongi on to the bottom of the second. 11-0, and Aubrey Prickett has struck out 5 of the 6 batters that she has faced.
The same look look and location of a classic drugstore with the services and supplies of a modern pharmacy. That's what you'll find at the Downtown Drug Store in Tonganoxie. Of course, Downtown Drug is the local choice for your prescriptions and health needs, but did you know they have the best selection of Tonganoxie Pride and Chieftain game day gear in town? And a whole lot more. Cards, gifts, home decor, and even the best way to satisfy that sweet tooth. The Downtown Drug Store. Call 913-369-3800 or visit them online at thedowntowndrugstore.com. First State Bank and Trust is with you wherever you are with complete online banking. Cheering on the Chieftains once again? Why not pay your bills online? Waiting on your kiddos to get out of school? Seems like a good time to make a transfer. Or how about making a deposit from here? Back in the gym for another night? Why not get an e-statement while you cheer on Tongi? And of course, at First State Bank and Trust, you can always bank from right here. Come on in and see us and get your very own Chieftain card. To learn more about all the great ways to bank with First State Bank and Trust, go to firststateks.com.
On to the bottom of the second. Chieftain softball today, presented in part by the Tonganoxie Public Library. Why pay for downloadable audiobooks when you can stream them for free with a Tonganoxie library card? Download the Libby app or visit the library's website to learn more. 11-0 is the score. Chieftains leading the Cyclones here. Chieftains of Class 4A, Cyclones out of Class 3A, who was, go back even further now as I get older and older, but obviously a graduate of 2018 myself. But you go back to that mid-2010s era, early 2010s, Bishop Ward and Tonganoxie were common opponents at just about every single sport, especially in football. It was always, for the homecoming game for Tonganoxie, it always felt like it was Bishop Ward or Turner, somebody like that. Since Cyclones have reclassified, I think they more belong in the 3A rankings than they do the 4A. I think it works out for everybody, but don't see them intermingle all too often anymore. And doing it here on the softball diamond, and it's been all Tonganoxie right now, 11-0. And it was batted around and then some in the bottom of the first for the Chieftains, as I believe they're going to be. They deal with a new pitcher. No, still Tinker out there. Charlie Crane is going to lead it off, who's 1 for 1 here. And the big headline back in the first was the 2 3-run home runs by Kaylin Weehee. And now Crane pulls on the first pitch that she sees, and that's over the glove of the center fielder, Espinoza. Rolls all the way to the fence. Charlie will pull into second base.
Good rip, Charlie.
And again, that's just another one for Espinoza that just went over her glove and didn't hit, so not an error. Mental error, but not an actual error. Crane pulls in with the leadoff double.
Your first step better be back if you're in the outfield.
This one goes behind the feet of the batter, Platt, who also reached with a single back in the first inning, and that allows Crane to move up to third. Yeah, imagine the options for Bishop Ward not very plentiful as far as pitching. If I would imagine at this point, if there was another option that they could go to at this point in the game, they probably would have already done it, because Tinker has been out there and just hasn't been on her best stuff so far. Run number 12 over at third base for Tongi, and that's way up out of the zone. But Crane will go ahead and just hold put at third base. That wind continues to swirl, though the 2 home run shots for Kaylin Weehee today, they definitely have not needed them. Tongi's been hitting the ball pretty squarely, a lot of hard, solid contact, and I don't think they've really needed it either. As now it looks like we're going to have some activity for Bishop Ward. Looks like someone's going to be going over to the bullpen, so day could be looming short for Tinker. Next batter, runners on the corners for the Chieftain, it's Lila Carlton, who grounded out her last at bat. She had the fielder's choice.
Yeah,
she had the fielder's choice. Goes upstairs for that one, and that will go foul. And the home plate umpire, how about that, Blue? Hey, there you go.
Good hustle.
Ripping the mask off, tracking it down. That's fundamentals right there.
He was hustling down the line on the play.
He was.
Third, too.
Another one pulled. Lila starting to get better contact. Just now needs to try to straighten it up. I can't really count back how many times I've seen the whole plate umpire go and track down a little foul ball like that. Out hustling everybody there. Pitch from Tinker.
Uh-oh. That's down.
Little bloop, and that's going to do it. Crane had to wait to make sure it was going to drop, and it does. She comes in to score. It is 12-0 Tonganoxie. Lila Carlton with her first RBI of the afternoon.
Back to the top of the order.
Well, like they say, it's a bloop and a blast. There's your bloop. Could you get another blast?
Yep, you could. That's got distance.
Oh. Just off the top of the fence. Foul, should we say, for Emerson. I was about to say, if we could have timed that up, that would have been the ultimate foreshadowing that I have had on a call since Super Sam, really. Back in the sub-state final.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
With Tonganoxie and Bishop Miege, the baseball game. That was – we were so close. Emerson golfs for that one, and that's still going to get out into the outfield. Everything going right for the Chieftains. And another hit and an RBI. This time it goes to Emerson. 13-0 Chieftains. One pulled. That's going to get by the glove of the shortstop. Another one into the outfield. Everybody moves up a base. And that line just continues to move right along here for the Chieftains. That's getting everything caught up in Game Changer right now. Well, did you have that as put off, didn't he?
I think this is Hulsa.
That was right. Okay, so Reichman pinch hit. Now, there's some shuffling around. That's what's happening. So Reichman with that last hit. Maslak moves up to second. Carlton at third. Hulsa is now in the box for Tonganoxie. Still 13-0. Big hit here from Farah. That could definitely change things in a hurry. And still nobody out in the bottom of the second. Another one. Out in the left. Going to get by the glove of Espinosa. It's going to go all the way to the corner. And a couple will come in to score for Tongi as Hulsa will pull up at second. 15, the magic number for Tonganoxie. Just doing their part, putting the ball in play, and let the Cyclones, let them make the mistakes. Let them make the errors, whether it be actual game errors or just the mental errors of not fielding properly, and take advantage of that.
You think Weehe's got a 3 in a row in her?
Well, let's see. If she goes 3 straight of 3-run home runs, that would be quite a feat. Swinging at the first pitch and it goes foul. And you know what? As you should,
yeah,
I feel.
Absolutely.
You get the green light here. Reichman at third, Hulsa at second. 2 in scoring position for Weehe, who, again, looking for her 3rd home run of the game. She lays off that pitch. That's in for a called strike 2, and she might wish to see that back.
Yeah. She's saying, throw that one in here again. How dare you.
She might be asking to see that pitch for the rest of the doubleheader today, even going into game 2.
There it is. Ooh, that was close.
Woohoo! 2 balls, 2 strikes to Weehe. Not going to chase low and away. Count will move full. Tinker does have first base open. Payoff pitch. Ball 4. I'll give some credit to Tinker, as you give up 2 3-run home runs to a batter and you face him the third time. You might see, just with first base open especially, you might just see pitches low and away out of the zone, try to get him to chase it. She didn't really do that necessarily. There were a couple pitches that were, but she definitely challenged Weehee with some pitches that were well in the zone, and I think there were definitely 1, if not 2, that I think Kaylin is saying, man, what am I doing not swinging at that pitch? I was right in the zone. That'll do it. Out into the outfield. A hit for Prickett with the bases loaded. She gets 1 and 2 RBIs total, helping herself out in the circle. A 2-run double for Aubrey Prickett. It's 17-0 Chieftains. And is this going to be the end of the line for Tinker? I don't know. Probably imagine so. The change is going to be looming. Step aside, a quick 30-second timeout. You're watching Chieftains softball on Tonganoxie Sports Live.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community, where friends are found down every street. That's where you'll find us, taking time to get to know you, calling you by name, generation after generation. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Tex Vandervoort in Tonganoxie today.
Hi, do you offer insurance?
Okay, so still going to be Tinker out in the circle for Bishop Ward. Prickett on that 2-run doubles at second. Kaylin Weehee on the walk is at third. At the dish is Kalia Baldock, who swings and gets a foul tip on the first pitch she's offered. 17-0 Tonganoxie, who will send it to the top of the third with Bishop Ward down to their last 3 outs already here in Game 1. In between games, we'll have a break, be about 20 to 30 minutes long, depending, and then we'll be back, get started with Game 2. And play in another one that gets out into left field, and an RBI collected for Kalia Baldock, just continuing to build on this Chieftain lead, never ending, it feels like. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the second. It's now 18-0 for the Chieftains. Weehee comes in to score. Prickett held up at third base, Baldock at first, so they're on the corners. Tinker did not get pulled out of the game during that last meeting, that last stoppage by Bishop Ward, so at this rate, I guess go ahead and just leave her out there, spare the next pitching arm for Game 2. It's going to be looming here before you know it, as O'Hare will step in. Got a righty versus lefty matchup here. So O'Hare takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Starting to get to the point for Coach Loomis. She's going to start putting in some pinch hitters, giving everybody a chance to get to the plate, just like she did in the 2 games a week ago against Maranatha. That one at eye level. 2 balls, no strikes to O'Hare. Pulled and on a rope, and that's going to go all the way to the fence out here in right field. O'Hare is going to pull in with a double. She'll also get an RBI. Baldock moves to third. And it's just that kind of day at the dish, and really just in general for Tonganoxie, everything going their way. It's a 19-0 lead. At this rate, Denny, I'm about to send you down to the batting cage and put you in the lineup, see what you can have.
Yeah. Need to do something here.
Like I said, Bishop Ward going to be down to the final 3 outs in Game 1. We'll head to the top of the third, already in that threshold of 15 or more runs after 2.5 innings. That's the run spread. Another one into the outfield, this time for Jeffrey. Back-to-back pinch hits for Tongi, and both of them having RBIs attached to them. That brings in Baldock to score, O'Hare to third, and Jeffrey holds up at first. And it's an even 20, the most runs Tongi has scored in a broadcast this season. And I believe when they opened the season against Turner, I believe the most they scored was 21, and that's still the most that they've had at this point in the season. So season high 21st run over at third base, the new season breaking, be the record at least over at first base in Jeffrey. Lila Carlton back to the plate, lays off that pitch. It's called for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Lila. Two and one now. Bases are loaded on the walk. Jeffrey to second, Carlton to first. O'Hare is still over at third, and it's back to the top of the order once again. It's Emerson Maslak's turn.
Get a pinch runner now, maybe.
Haven't seen one updated yet in Game Changers. Everyone's still out there. I think we've seen Jeffrey, we've seen O'Hare. Well, what we got going on here? Umpires talking. I think the Chieftains just kind of self-conceded there, and
I think so.
Yeah. Huh. Again, I mean, there was nobody out either. So, I mean, nonetheless, you're going to be going to the top of the third, 20-0. The way Prickett's been moving, you're probably going to have another 3 up, 3 down inning, and that's going to do it here for game one. We'll be back with you here in the top of the third in a moment.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here as part of Fort Scott Community College's John Deere Tech program. Maybe you belong here as part of the perennial playoff-bound Greyhound baseball team. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College. At Fort Scott Community College, we understand
more toppings, more taste, more value. Gambino's Pizza. You're gonna love it. Taste mouth-watering flavors in our new chicken bacon ranch pizza. Bring a crowd to feast on our 11 toppings mobster pizza. Pizzas with quality meats and a 100% real cheese, like our triple tasty seasoned sausage cravers pizza. Try favorites like pastas, calzones, sandwiches, appetizers, salads, and desserts. More toppings, more taste, more value. Gambino's Pizza. You're gonna love it.
On to the third inning we go. Dylan Funk, Dennis Drennan. We have picked a couple of breezy doubleheaders so far, Denny, to cover. Looking to make it 3 straight as one of the rare wild pitches we have seen from Prickett ever. That goes out of the zone. This is Hernandez to the dish for Bishop Ward, who in danger right now of being no-hit, which I don't know how much stock, how much gloat you can put behind a 2.5 inning no-hitter. But
is what it is.
What it is. You can at least have 3 straight, 3 up, 3 down innings. You can put that feather in your cap.
You can obviously say she had a no-hitter.
You know, I've come to learn, it was a few years ago where I really started breaking in and covering softball for a team pretty, at least for half a season, if not the majority of the season. I've learned in softball, if they get a no-hitter, it's not that they're not proud of it or aware of it.
Yeah, but they're not as rare as a baseball no-hitter.
Right. I think they're a little more, because I remember times where you and I were on the call for our first collegiate softball no-hitter, and you and I were more excited than the player was who threw the no-hitter. There's one down here for the Cyclones and another strikeout for Prickett. So, I'm not saying it's not an accomplishment or anything, but I think you hit the nail on the head. They're not as rare, at least as they are in baseball. So when it happens in softball, it's like oh, that's cool. And then you just got to move on. You go for it. This is number 1. This don't have a name of game changer, so just number 1 is what it'll be. Now, I don't care what it is. If you pitch a perfect game in softball, that's good. You can get excited for a perfect game, I think, regardless.
There's been one perfect game thrown in the World Series that I can remember.
Yep.
Don Larson.
I'm trying to remember for the Phillies of Roy Halladay, I can't remember if it was a perfect game or a no-hitter he threw. I don't think it was the World Series. I think it was the CS, the NLCS, or one of the two. I remember he's one of the few that have done either a no-hitter or a perfect game in the postseason.
Yeah.
Two ball, 2 strike count here. Prickett's next pitch on the way, and a swing and miss strikeout. And the Cyclones here in Game 1 are down to their last out. Have put up very little resistance here to Tonganoxie. Swing and miss, getting another step closer. And in between games, there'll be a stoppage for about maybe 20 to 30 minutes, somewhere in that range. We'll step aside, back to the begin soon here on the broadcast, and we'll come back, get you set, squared away for Game 2. And that'll be the big question in Game 2. Will we see the bottom of the 3rd inning?
Yeah.
We'll wait and see. As Prickett gets another strikeout to put a bow. 9 up, 9 down. Was 8 strikeouts?
Yes.
For Prickett, just phenomenal work for her. We'll step aside. We'll be back in a moment, announce our counter bring player of the game for Game 1, and give our final thoughts, preview ahead to Game 2, all that and more coming up here on Tonganoxie Sports Live, your home for Chieftain Athletics.
Does your roof have possible storm damage? Looking to get solar panels? Or is it just simply time to get it inspected? That's where Balmer Roofing and Solar come into play. Balmer Roofing has a combined 40 years of experience with JAF Master Elite and Emerald Pro contractors. The Balmer family and their team are ready to give your house a brand new roof or solar panels at an affordable cost with a 50-year warranty. Life has mishaps and they want nothing but your customer satisfaction. Let them prove why so many of your neighbors choose Balmer for their roofing projects. To schedule a free inspection, call 913-845-5252 or visit them online at balmerroofing.com.
Your one stop for beauty and relaxation. That's the Beauty Bar Salon and Spa in downtown Tonganoxie, offering services for men's and women's haircuts, facial waxing, tanning, makeup, bridal services, and more. Their team is dedicated to providing a memorable experience for each guest. From vibrant styles and colors to soothing massages, they have everything you need to look and feel amazing. To make an appointment, call 913-347-2957 or visit them at 414 East 4th Street in Tonganoxie.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community, where friends are found down every street. That's where you'll find us, taking time to get to know you, calling you by name, generation after generation. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Tex Vandervoort in Tonganoxie today.
First State Bank and Trust is with you wherever you are with complete online banking. Cheering on the Chieftains once again? Why not pay your bills online? Waiting on your kiddos to get out of school? Seems like a good time to make a transfer. Or how about making a deposit from here? Back in the gym for another night? Why not get an e-statement while you cheer on Tongi? And of course, at First State Bank and Trust, you can always bank from right here. Come on in and see us and get your very own Chieftain card. To learn more about all the great ways to bank with First State Bank and Trust, go to firststateks.com. Has your furnace left you out in the cold? Pipes plugged? Are you underwater with your water heater? If so, you'll be glad you called Ladd. Ladd Service Company in Tonganoxie has been your heating, cooling, and plumbing specialist since 1986. Ladd is your dealer for top quality brands like York, Aprilaire, and Wolverine Brass. Plus, they maintain and service all other brands. Schedule your appointment by calling 913-369-3509. Visit laddserviceco.com to see why you'll be glad you called Ladd.
Have you heard of Genesis Schools? Teaching students in preschool through 5th grade in Tonganoxie, Genesis offers smaller class sizes, individualized instruction, and a Christian worldview. Their mission is to exalt Christ by teaching and reinforcing biblical truths while producing well-rounded, educated young people who are equipped to serve God and others. For enrollment and tuition information, call 913-845-9498 or online at genesisschools.org. Final score here in Game 1, 20-0. Tonganoxie, a big blowout win, as we'll call it the White Birch Property Realty Executives halfway show. Halfway done through our doubleheader here this afternoon on Tonganoxie Sports Live. Dylan Funk, Dennis Drennan here with you. 20-0. Like I mentioned, the final score, it started with the Chieftains just pouring it on in the bottom of the first. They batted around and then some, and then basically the way that the innings ended in the first and second for Tongi is it was the way the Chieftains that kind of just said, all right, we're done here. Let's just go on to pitch. I mean, really, for Bishop Ward, they never had the opportunity. They only had two, they
only had two putouts.
That's it. The third and the first was, one where Tongi had somebody go early to get called for an out, and they had no outs in the second, and just kind of, I truly think it was a thing where they were like, we're done. We're just going to go to the top of the third, wrap this game up. This isn't fun for anybody at this point, so let's just get this game done, get our break in, and we'll go to Game 2 as we announce our County Road Brewing Player of the Game. And really, no surprise, you hit 2 3-run home runs in the bottom half of an inning. You're the player of the game. I don't care what happens in that game. And that's Kaylin Weehee that accomplished that. Went 2 for 2 in the first inning alone with 2 home runs, 6 total RBIs. She is our County Road Brewing Player of the Game in Game 1. County Road Brewing congratulates Kaylin on being named Player of the Game. Rooted in the community and brewed for the journey. See what's brewing today at County Road Brewing in Tonganoxie. Always a good place to go and get a bite to eat here in town as we bring it close to an end here in the White Birch Property Realty Executives halfway show. White Birch Properties is ready to help you buy or sell that next house and lead you to success in the real estate game. Visit them at 1203 State Avenue, Suite B in Tonganoxie, or call 913-417-1007. Don't even really have to go and dig through the official scorebook, the stat sheet, or anything. 20-0, that pretty much tells the whole story of this game.
No question about it, partner. Score speaks for itself.
Pretty much. As we talked about last Thursday, Chieftains held at just 2 runs in their 2 games in a doubleheader at Spring Hill, taking on the 5A Broncos. And this was a game to come out and bust the lid off early. They were 2 batters in, and they got their first run, and they did not look back after that. Powered by the 2 3-run shots over the fence by Kaylin Weehee, there was just no chance in this game for Bishop Ward at all. They're going to be looking to bounce back in Game 2 to at least force it to go a little bit longer. But, for Tongi, I think they might have their eyes set on making it back-to-back home doubleheaders where they get 2-run spreads at the top of the third inning. Maybe. We'll see what they do. It hasn't been a whole lot of fierce competition in the softball portion of our broadcast season so far, but still great outings for Tongi nonetheless. They will never complain. You never apologize for a win.
Never.
Never, never. So they are looking to complete the sweep going up on the backside here against the Cyclones. Taking a look at what we got coming up in the near future here on Tongi Sports Live. We'll be taking a hiatus for about a couple of weeks, and then we're back 2 weeks from today on April 21st, our first girls soccer game. That also will be against the Spring Hill Broncos. That one will be at Tongi, however, so no road contest there. Baseball that following Friday the 24th here at the Fairgrounds against Kansas City Turner. More girls soccer on April 30th at home against Bonner Springs, and we wrap up our regular season spring sports portion on May 12th. That'll be baseball hosting the Rock Creek Mustangs. That is going to be an exciting doubleheader there. The Chieftains and the Mustangs right before they could potentially cross paths again if they both make it into the state tournament, as they always are contenders year in and year out. You can check out the full spring sports schedule at Tonganoxie at varsitysportslive.com/Tonganoxie. Denny, any final thoughts? Any final words as we wrap up our coverage here from Game 1?
Well, the Chieftains got a little bit more batting practice this time than they did against the team last week.
A little bit, yeah.
But other than that, yeah, it's hard to get a good read on the offense when they're not really challenged with any good pitching.
Well, you can tell it on the other side, too.
Yeah.
For Aubrey Prickett, she has just looked phenomenal in these 2 starts. And again, I know, for the offense, they might not be as fierce as competition as she's ever going to face, but she still has that track record. Even going against Spring Hill, who has a high-powered offense, she looked phenomenal in that start, holding the Broncos to 2 runs. What about what you've seen from Aubrey Prickett as 2 starts into this season?
Yeah, she's just been phenomenal so far, and Garcia as well. I mean, she's really got some velocity, and they're just a pretty good tandem to have.
Looking like a dynamic 1-2 punch in the circle for Coach Loomis. That is to say the least. Expected to see Garcia get to start in Game 2. We'll step aside. You've been watching the White Birch Property Realty Executives Halfway Show here on Tonganoxie Sports Live. We'll be back live at the Fairgrounds here at Leavenworth County, and just down the road at Tonganoxie High School. We'll get you set for Game 2 between the Chieftains and the Cyclones. I expect the first pitch to be right around about 5:15, 5:20 or so. So we'll step aside. We'll be back at about that time here on Tongi Sports Live. Welcome back live in our coverage here on Tonganoxie Sports Live. Dylan Funk and Dennis Drennan will be rejoining us here momentarily. Looks like the lineups are being swapped by both head coaches, so imagine we're going to be just a matter of moments away from getting first pitch going here in game number 2. We'll wait to see the lineups once they're uploaded into Game Changer. Do expect Garcia to get the start in the circle for Tonganoxie to start here in game 2, just like she did a week ago in the doubleheader sweep against Maranatha. But we'll wait and see on that. We do know the Chieftains did win in game 1. Final score was 20-0. It was a dominant outing for Tonganoxie, one of their more dominant as far as run totals. It's the most that they have scored this season. The closest was when they had 19 in back-to-back games, again, a week ago in the streamed game we had against Maranatha Christian Academy. They break that very momentary 2-game losing streak that they had on Thursday at Spring Hill, losing those games 1-2 and then 1-3 were your final scores, and bounce back in pretty big fashion, 20-0 victors in game 1. Game 2 getting ready to get started here against the Bishop Ward Cyclones. We'll take another break. We'll be back with first pitch expected for Solana Garcia to toe the rubber for the Chieftains.
Charlie was born at LMH. We had a great team of nurses. Not only did they check in on us regularly, they always asked if we had questions, always made sure that we understood what was going on. I cannot say enough wonderful things about the labor and delivery, family birthing, and mother baby care team at LMH Health. We had to put our entire trust into their hands, and just everyone was so friendly and so supportive.
Midwest Chiropractic Center is a friendly and caring clinic providing comprehensive care for your chiropractic, rehabilitative, and fitness needs. Upon entering one of our offices, you are treated like family. The staff cares about your health, and their approach to care proves it. With 3 locations in Tonganoxie, Lansing, and Bonner Springs, plus some Saturday hours, Midwest Chiropractic Center is dedicated to offering affordable, gentle chiropractic care. Midwest Chiropractic Center, getting you back to active.
Families and business owners have trusted Mutual Savings Association for over 100 years. They offer checking accounts, online banking, personal and business loans, investment planning, insurance and retirement plans, and so much more. Their team specializes in creating a financial plan that is tailor-made to your needs to help you achieve your financial goals. Visit one of their 6 nearby locations, including downtown Tonganoxie, or visit their website msa.bank to learn more. Member FDIC. When it comes to rehabilitation, despite what you're told, you can choose where you want to go. Physical Therapy Solutions in Tonganoxie is independently owned, allowing them to work with all doctors and insurance companies to ensure a smooth transition. They offer cutting-edge technological therapy treatments like focused shock waves and deep tissue laser therapy for more precise care to acute and chronic injuries. Contact Physical Therapy Solutions today and let them help you. Visit ptsolutionsks.com for more information. Now ready to get it started here in game number 2. It's presented by Wizard of Paws, Tonganoxie's family-owned pet grooming salon with a combined 48 years of experience. Schedule your pet's appointment today at wizardofpawstongi.com.
Chieftains take the field.
And really hard to follow up the dominant win you had in game 1 where you beat the Cyclones 20-0. Again, still waiting for the official lineup to be going up here in Game Changer. I believe that does look like Garcia. Again, I love the uniforms this year for Tongi. It's just my one gripe, and it only has a broadcaster. It's just I wish they had red numbers or more of a solid outline, white numbers on a white jersey.
You can't see them.
From this distance, I'm sure if you were sitting behind the backstop, it might not be too terrible, but at least from out here, and we're one of the, again, we're in the very small minority here, so I'm not complaining really, but if I had to make one tweak, I guess that's the one tweak that I would make. But we'll run through the line up for Tonga here in a matter of moments. Expect as far as the names and the faces and the positions, looking going to be pretty much about the same. It looks like it through the middle infield and through the outfield as well. So really not a whole lot of reason to change it up for Coach Loomis, as the first batter is going to step in for Bishop Ward. And here we go on game number 2. Chieftains looking to complete the doubleheader sweep. Already now up to 5-2 overall on the season with the win in game 1. Cyclones back under 500. They are 2-3 overall. And it is Garcia that is facing Tinker, and had a strike, rifled in, and does it again. 1 ball, 2 strike to count. And Garcia, who was very dominant last time we saw her against Maranatha, and more notably or at least what we noticed the most of her, was the velocity of her pitches. She goes off speed on this one, and it goes foul. I was actually thinking for a moment that Cyclones had just collected their first hit of this doubleheader. Of course, a no-hitter. Take it for what it's worth in game 1 for Audrey Prickett. Dominant outing for her, striking out 8 of the 9 batters that she faced, and now Garcia gets her first strikeout here in game 2. Dominant outings by the pitching staffs this season just continues for Tonganoxie. And you and I talk about it a lot on the baseball side of things. Really, when you see a lot of these state champions, McPherson's been a good example of it. Fort Scott was the prime example last year. If you can have solid pitching, you really need
3.
You really need 3. You can do 2.
Yeah.
Might be with baseball, it's because of the pitch counts.
Right.
With softball, it's a lot different. And I tell you, for Garcia and for Prickett,
yeah, they're good.
It's a fairly, for what you and I have seen with our own eyes here on Tonga Sports Live, it's a small sample size.
But you know what? They were holding Spring Hill to 2 runs.
2 runs and 3 runs. Exactly.
I mean, that's pretty impressive.
And you're doing that to a team that's got a lot of pieces returning from the 5A state championship a season ago. So I can only imagine when you get to the 4A tournament what could happen. And
yeah,
I think this is why, on top of there being 7 seniors on this team for the Chieftains, and I think that's why a lot of these, Keisha covered, and a lot of these outlets that cover high school softball in Kansas, and looking at the 4A scene, of course, there's always Wamigo, there's always Eudora, and Garcia gets strikeout number 2, but I think that's why the Chieftains were one of the teams that could really be like the dark horse, in Class 4A. And who knows, maybe they'd be one of the odds-on favorite to get to the tournament if they weren't in the Frontier League with Eudora. I mean, they both very well can make it out and get there, as long as potentially their paths don't cross in sub-state, as Garcia will take the soft roller and will toss it over to first, and the Cyclones still looking for that first hit, that first base runner of this doubleheader. Chieftains up to the plate for the first time in game 2, and we return.
Inviting, connecting, serving, and growing. That's Grounded Coffee House in downtown Tonganoxie. Enjoy the best cup of coffee in town 6 days a week and pair it with freshly made from scratch pastries, muffins, cinnamon rolls, and so much more. Plus, check out their beautiful event center, Grace Hall. Perfect for your next gathering, celebration, wedding, and party. All profits go towards local and international charitable projects and organizations. Drink local, support local at Grounded Coffee House. Place your order for dine-in or carry-out at groundedcoffeehouse.tonganoxie.org. A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to S&S Auto and Body Shop in Tonganoxie. S&S has been the area's premier auto collision repair center since 1972, working on all makes and models, glass replacement, bumper repair, fiberglass and plastic, color matching, and so much more. And they work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game and learn more at snsautoandbody.com or call 913-369-3193.
Softball presented by Kansas City, Kansas Community College, whether you want to take classes in high school or after graduation. KCKCC is in your backyard. Check out how college can help you today at kckcc.edu. On to the bottom of the first here in game 2. First chance at the dish for Tonganoxie. And the bottom of the first, he scored 11 runs. They had about 14, 15 to 16 different batters, somewhere around that range that came up. We'll see if they can do it, replicate that formula here in game 2. Expect Emerson Maslak is going to lead it off just like she did in game 1. Number 3, the pitcher out for Bishop Ward, looking to have at least a little better success, or at least make these Chieftain hitters work a little bit harder than they had to in game 1. It was Tinker, the starting pitcher for Bishop Ward in game 1, and first pitch, and that's going to come in and hit her. Definitely didn't look like the fastest pitch coming to the plate, so if you gotta wear one, you might as well have one that's...
Yeah, that's one that's wearable.
Goshener, the pitcher, and one pitch already has a runner at first. That's Emerson Maslak with the hit by pitch. Now, guy they put off, going to put down a little bunt here and able to do it. And everybody's going to be safe as Maslak was running right on contact, and she makes it all the way to third base. As soon as that ball was put down into fair play and Putoff was beating it out at first base, Maslak, she took the turn around second as that ball was put down on the right side of the infield. Now they're on the corners, nobody out for Tongi, and finally Gosher gets her first pitch into her catcher. It's Landetta that's back there now. Espinoza in left, Romo in center field. She was at shortstop in the last game. Carter still out in right. Your infield is Tinker at third, Delator, the former catcher, at shortstop, Villegas at second, Hernandez at first, and like I mentioned, Landetta, the catcher, catching for Gosher, the pitcher. Now Putoff up to second. Farrah Halsa to the dish for the Chieftains, looking to bring the first run in. Not afraid to make contact is Farrah.
Yeah, she gets one in the zone, she'll put a swing on it.
Yes, she will. Not going to get it in the zone there. It skips in. Bases loaded here early for Tonganoxie. Here's the big bat of Kaylin Weehee, and if she can get another one to leave the yard, it'd be the grand salami, as she had 2 3-run home runs in game 1, a feat that she was able to accomplish in the bottom of the first inning, which I can count on one hand how many times I have seen somebody hit home runs in the same bottom half of the inning, let alone just 2-run, 3-run home runs in the bottom half of an inning. This one is sky high. It's going to go towards the outfield, and it's going to bloop down. Bases loaded. Everybody had to wait to see if it was going to fall, and Weehee has her 7th RBI of the afternoon. And puts the Chieftains on top early, 1-0.
Base is still juiced.
Everybody advances up one base. Weehee now taking over at first. It's Maslak that comes in to score from third. Halsa up to second. Putoff up to third. Now it's to the bat of Reichman, who made a pinch hit appearance in game 1 and roped the ball down to the right field fence. 10th pitch of the game from Gosher. It's on the way to Reichman, and it drops out of the zone there late, or is it into the zone? Looks like it was in for a called strike.
All right. Call it a strike.
A hand from our home plate umpire coming up a tad later there. Called strike nonetheless. Next pitch to Reichman, who maybe thought about it. And
dead ball, what?
I'm going to say dead ball. Must have hit the knob of the bat, would be my guess, because it came in. Looked like it, I don't know if it hit her on the wrist or the hand, but maybe it got the bat, so good enough. It's like a foul tip. So it's 0-2 to Reichman. Now she gets hit by a pitch and the base is loaded. She'll get an RBI on it, so something to be proud of, at least. And it's 2-0 early here for Tongi. Maybe not the ideal way you draw it up to get your RBI if you're Reichman, but you'll take it nonetheless. And the bases are still loaded here for Tonganoxie. Solana Garcia, the pitcher, a chance to give herself some massive run support if she can find a way to get one out towards the fence or maybe over the fence. Hit that elusive grand slam. It's about the only thing the Chieftains are really missing here in this doubleheader. dropped in late. That's a called strike. Chieftains got another great game, another big test coming up this Thursday against Eudora. Just a single game there, not a doubleheader, but a single game. It'll be a great matchup between those two teams. Going to be in contention for the regular season title and could very well be one of the top teams. If they're one of the top 4 teams in 4A, they'll host through sub-state, or they could get grouped into the same sub-state. We'll just have to wait and see. As another pitch is behind, coming down from third and looking to score is Halson. She's in safely. Was she hit by a pitch first, though? I think she.
Yeah, I think that's the case, partner. I think she was hit by a pitch.
Yeah, so that's. Run was going to come in regardless. It's 3-0 Chieftains, and once again, another stoppage here for Bishop Ward. That's the third batter hit by pitch already by Goshner, the pitcher, number 3. And another infield meeting here for the Cyclones. Weehee at third. It's Reichman up to second. And now Garcia, after she was hit by pitch, is over at first base. You'll have Kalia Baldock will have her chance at the plate coming up next. Will a pitching change be made here or not? Given the way there was no change in game 1, I would doubt they would make a change here in game 2, but we'll wait and see. Getting later into the evening here, just at 5:30, here at the fairgrounds, the Leavenworth County Fairgrounds in Tonganoxie, Kansas. It's been a fairly warm day, but the wind has definitely brought a little bit of a chill to it, so hoodies and blankets are a popular option tonight.
Wind chill is a real thing.
It is a real thing, and for people that don't believe in it, I just don't get it. As Baldock takes ball 1, that skips right on the heart of home plate. You can hear it through our microphones and our headsets. We don't even have a crowd mic on today. It's really kind of no need to have that, being this far away from the action and with the wind blowing this hard. As speaking of hard, it is right up the middle. Baldock gets an RBI. She's going to get 2 RBIs. Nice swing of the bat there by Kalia. She takes it to a 5-0 Tongi advantage.
Yeah, she took that right back up the middle. Nicely done.
And again, Chieftains doing all this damage with nobody out. And here comes Charlie Crane. Crane swings at the first pitch she gets, and that's going to drop in front of the left fielder. Espinoza had a hard time handling it. And another run in to score is Garcia. And I'm almost surprised with how hard she hit that last ball that I'm surprised. I was looking for it a little higher to go a little farther towards the fence. It just blooped down in front of Espinoza.
Yeah, she hit the top of the ball. Looked like it had a lot of topspin on it.
And it's 6-0 now. And a first pitch swing and foul tip by Lila Carlton. Sister Kalia is at second. Charlie Crane over at first on that 1-run single. That was Solana Garcia that came in to score last for Tongi. Bobbled there at short. Everyone moving up. Everybody's going to be safe. Delator on the bobble. If you ask me, I'm giving that an
E6.
error. I would give that an error. And
yeah, that's an E6.
we're not the official scorekeepers here, but even though it's a hard hit ball for Delator, it's a pretty routine ground ball. Could have potentially rolled up 2, but instead it's everybody safe and the bases loaded again. And another hit by pitch, the 4th in this half inning for Goshner. And the Cyclones just continue to
shoot themselves in the foot.
Really, just nothing going their way. Can't do anything right in this ball game. In this doubleheader alone, it is now 7-0 Chieftains, and the base is still loaded. As we have batted around again, that was Maslak. Once again, got hit by pitch. Maslak has seen 2 pitches in this game,
and got hit by.
Hit by both of them. That's a
poor Emerson.
That's a rough way to start a game 2, I guess. But at least. Well, the bases being loaded. Well, they weren't loaded. Third base was open. She could have had an RBI, yeah. But
well, it will help her on base percentage.
It will. Yep. nobody out in the bottom of the first. Already 7 in for the Chieftains. Bases loaded. Another pitch out of the zone for Goshner. In a game on Thursday at Eudora, that'll be a start time of 6 o'clock. For those fans that might be looking ahead, highly encourage. If you can make it out to Eudora, go ahead and make the drive out. Should be an excellent game. This has popped up in the infield. Coming over to grab it is Hernandez, the first baseman, for out number 1.
That's only the third put out.
Yeah. It takes to the 11th batter to come to the plate here in game 2 for Tongi before the Cyclones get their first out. As Goshner will have play stop for a moment, gonna tie up her shoelace. Another ball that skips in for Goshner.
Base is full of Chieftains.
One solid hit, and this wind that's roaring can bring them all home. Chieftains scored 11 in the bottom of the first in game 1. Already at 7. Back up the middle, and
everybody's safe.
Did he call foul?
No, it can't be a foul ball.
Oh, it's a dead ball.
Oh.
I think he called it dead ball, and
make her go back.
Runner's gonna be. Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know what that was.
The runner was definitely not out at second.
Yeah, definitely not. And bases still loaded here for the Chieftains, so I'm not entirely sure what exactly that was.
We've seen some strange things.
We've seen the Chiefs. They get into these innings where things are just going so well, and so okay. So it looks like just on Game Changer here that they called a runner out on the base pass for Tongi, but the base is still. Anyways, so they have it as 2 outs.
Then why is the runner still at second?
I don't know. Kalen Weehee at the dish. Leading the Chieftains 7 total RBIs in this doubleheader, and another pitch that gets away, but Charlie Crane, who's now at third, is going to just hold off. Maslak is at second, and Halsa is at first base. So it's Lila Carlton was that mysterious base runner. I guess they're going to say she left second base early, but that still doesn't quite. Yeah, because I guess the run didn't come in to score. Now the run's going to come in to score in Charlie Crane. Yeah, so something with Carlton, who was at second base, was going to third. They called her out there. They called Charlie back from third base.
Gotcha.
So she couldn't come in to score. That was an odd.
Yeah, if she left early, that's a dead ball.
An oddity, and that's what it was. It's not 78-0. It's 8-0. If we get to 78-0, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
2 gone, bases still loaded. Here's Reichman. Wind definitely has a little bit of an extra bite to it, as to be expected into these whole month of April. Some days going to be hot, some days going to be cold. It's just kind of how the spring goes here in the Midwest, and particularly in Kansas.
Especially when that sun starts to set.
Yeah. Well, by the pace that these doubleheaders have been going for you and I, with just the run rules being put into effect, I mean, one pitch called for a strike. We haven't had a game yet. Chieftain softball, it's seen the bottom of the third inning. Everything's been called after the 3 outs in the top of the second, so could be an early night here in game 2 if it gets done early. We'll see. Chieftain's already 8 on the board.
9.
Call it a 2-out rally, if you will, as Gosher again going to tie up her shoes. Coach coming out to talk to her. We'll step aside. 9-0, 2 gone in the bottom of the first for the Chieftains.
For projects big or small, Southern Star asks you to always call 811 before you dig. It's free, easy, and keeps our community safe. After calling 811, a professional will use paint or flags to mark buried utility lines within a few days. And calling 811 is the law. Hitting underground lines can disrupt utility service and cause serious injury. Safety is in your hands. Every dig, every time.
Tonganoxie is the ideal location to start a business. That's why the Tonganoxie Business Association has strived towards a common goal of adding value to businesses and the community since 2015. They assist in providing improved services for customers and visitors, encouraging and enhancing businesses, and preserving historical and cultural assets. Follow them on Instagram for the latest and upcoming event information, and become a member today by visiting their website, TonganoxieBusinessAssociation.com. Proud supporters of Chieftain Athletics.
Chieftain Athletics today presented by Grounded Coffee House, serving great coffee with an even greater cause. Learn how you can help make a difference, and to support, visit their website, groundedcoffeehouse.tonganoxie.org. Might have to stop by. I don't know if they're open, but a little bit of hot chocolate doesn't sound too bad.
Ooh, boy, that does sound good right now.
Does sound pretty good. I imagine they have good hot chocolate over at Grounded Coffee House. Pitching change for Bishop Ward as the day is over for Goshner.
It's number 2.
If it's number 2, that's right back to Tinker, who was the starter in Game 1. He gave up those 20 runs, all of the 20 runs that the Chieftains scored. Bases loaded right now, 2 outs. Farrah Hulse is at third base. Kaylin Weehe's at second base. Haley Reichman is at first. And it is Solana Garcia that's going to be at the plate. And with this pitching change, Tinker will be thrown to the catcher, Lendetta. Chieftains just looking to keep the line moving. Another strong 2-out rally, perhaps. Garcia looking for her first hit in Game 2. Here's the first pitch, swinging, and that will be fouled at the third base line right in front of that home dugout.
Pitch was way inside. She turned on it, but no way to keep that fair.
Always a fairly decent crowd on hand here for Tonganoxie, even with the 4 o'clock start in Game 1 and the weather being perhaps a little on the chillier side. That's a balk.
That's a balk. Oh.
What?
Partner, I give up. I've never seen this before.
I thought that was the pure definition of a balk, but I don't know. I guess not. 9 coming in to score for Tongi here in the bottom of the first. 9-0. The lead over the Cyclones, on to the second on Tongi Sports Live.
The Tonganoxie Recreation Commission is committed to creating community through parks, people, and programs. And now, with their all-new activity center, the Tonganoxie Rec Commission can do even more. Tongi Rec understands the benefits reaped through recreation are endless. Tongi Rec has a long list of classes, activities, and programs for the young and young at heart. For program pricing and schedules, call 913-845-3502. Visit them at the all-new activity center at the Tonganoxie High West campus, or go to tongirec.org.
Your home for live, local sports. Varsity Sports Live delivers professional level coverage with high quality video and broadcasters that know your schools and community.
Touchdown, Tonganoxie!
With the support of local businesses, you never pay to watch varsity sports. Live, local, free high school sports coverage. That's Varsity Sports Live.
Grass gets it away. Moore's down the middle. And he makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans!
Keep up with the action at varsitysportslive.com. Live, local, free high school sports.
On to the second we go in Game 2 between Tonganoxie and Bishop Ward. Dylan Funk and Dennis Drennan here with you. The Leavenworth County Fairgrounds in Tonganoxie, Kansas. 9-0 the lead for the Chieftains, trying to complete this doubleheader sweep. They won in game 1, 20-0. That last inning, the bottom of the first inning, in a questionable manner. It looked like it was going to be a balk, and run number 10 would come in to score for Tongi, but somehow that was not the case. I don't know what it could have been, but nonetheless, Solana Garcia back to work in the circle, had a dominant showing back in the first inning, had 2 strikeouts. Starts the first pitch, a lot of velocity, but just a little high and out of the zone. That's ball 1.
That almost looked like a rise ball. Got away from her. Good pitch.
And has no shortage, does not lack any whatsoever when it comes to the velocity department. That's in for a called strike 2.
If you're a Ward Cyclone, you better be up there ready to hit because she's around the strike zone most of the time.
One's going to be popped up. Lila Carlton will bring it in near the chalk in right field for out number 1.
Nice job, Lila.
Wasn't sure if the wind was going to, it was going to happen. It was slice foul. Maybe the wind helped keep it in.
She got a good jump on it, though.
She did. Was there in time to handle out number 1 and another first pitch swing and miss.
That ball was in the mitt when she was still swinging.
This is Espinoza, the left fielder. Garcia delivers another pitch, and that's in. Called strike 2.
What?
Asking if she went around.
Asking if she went around. So she did?
She did, yes.
Gotcha.
Three-pitch strikeout looming. Yep. Yes, for Solana Garcia. She elevates and sends her back to the dugout. 2 gone here in the top of the second. Again, for Bishop Ward, just not showing a lot of resistance at the plate for this pitching staff at Tongan.
No, they're overmatched.
For the Chieftains, they're not giving them any chances either.
Yeah, they're overmatched.
No doubt. Garcia looking for another 3 up, 3 down to take it to the bottom of the second. The Chieftains would just need 6 runs to come in and score. And we can take it to the top of the third once again and could have another short ball game here, as this is the batter Villegas that's going to stop right in the middle of the at-bat, 0-2, and going to go talk with their base coach. What are you telling your hitter down 0-2 in a at-bat like this? I'm not sure.
I don't know either.
We'll see what Villegas has in store after talking with their coach. Garcia delivers, and another swing and a miss, and Solana Garcia just mowing through these Bishop Ward batters. She has struck out 4 through 2 innings. It's 9-0 Tongi. To the bottom of the second we go.
For a winning team, contact White Birch Properties, the real estate MVPs.
Family owned and operated, Wizard of Paws is a 5th-generation business located in the heart of downtown Tonganoxie. The professionally trained staff takes pride in making every dog and cat look its best, whether it be to breed-specific trim or an adorable, cute pet trim. Plus, their facility offers amenities in space that are doggone amazing. Call Wizard of Paws to make your appointment at 913-416-0255 or visit them at 406 East 4th Street in Tonganoxie. Learn more at wizardofpawstongi.com.
When we're looking at the upcoming broadcast schedule here on Tonganoxie Sports Live, we're back in 2 weeks. April 21st, our first girls soccer matchup at home against Spring Hill. that following Friday, the 21st, our first baseball game against Kansas City Turner. More girls soccer against Bonner Springs on April 30th to wrap up the month. And then a little later on in May 12th, a home doubleheader for baseball against Rock Creek. That should be an excellent baseball doubleheader at that late in the season, a matchup of two teams that have qualified multiple times in recent years for the state tournament. Should be excellent, right on the brink of Sub-State. You can check out the full spring sports schedule at varsitysportslive.com/Tonganoxie. It's also a good place to watch all of the past Tonganoxie Sports Live broadcasts live on demand. So if you got a particular moment from a special game that happened either this past season or 2-3 seasons ago, it's all on demand at varsitysportslive.com/Tonganoxie. And, of course, right here on the Tonganoxie Sports Live YouTube channel. So glad you folks have been watching along and going along with us all season long, all year long. Here on Tongi Sports Live, closing it out strong with spring sports. And then before we know, we'll be back with week 1 kickoff of the football season coming up on the first Friday of September. It always amazes me how fast the fall sports season always seems to go by really fast. The winter sports season, like, it goes by, but I feel like it's not quite as fast as fall. And then all of a sudden we're here in spring, and then it's like in the blink of an eye we're back in football. Well, it's crazy.
Yeah, you have a lot more boys and girls basketball games.
Yeah. Garcia reached on a 4-pitch walk. Here's Kalia Baldock. Tinker, the pitcher, back out for Bishop Ward after replacing the starter, and this one's going to go out into center, bobbled away from Romo, going up to third. Going to have to try to slide in. They call her safe anyways. Was Garcia.
Coach wasn't telling her to get down.
No, it wasn't. And Baldock will hold up at first, so they're on the corners here for the Chieftains. Just looking to get at least 6 here in the bottom of the second, and looking to wrap it up in the top of the third. Here against Bishop Ward, send everybody home a little earlier and very happy as another hit out into the outfield and an RBI single for Charlie Crane. And the Chieftains are in double figures in back-to-back games. Another one in play, and another one that goes through the middle of the infield. Everyone's going to hold up at a base. And the Chieftains once again have the bases loaded, that time courtesy of Lila Carlton, who's at first. Some change, some substitution, maybe a pinch hitter going to be looming around the corner here for Tonganoxie. Carson Platt, starter in game 1, did not start here in game 2. She'll make an appearance. The pinch hit opportunity. Steps up with the bases loaded. Opportunities all across the pond for Carson. See what she can do with it. First pitch from Tinker, swings, and that's going to be out into the outfield again. Another RBI hit for the Chieftains. Everybody moves up a base, and Carson Platt gets another RBI. It's 11-0. Another hit. This one's going to get by the right fielder. Fast and furious. That one off the bat of O'Hare. First pitch ambushing here, Denny.
Yeah, they're jumping all over it. If it's anywhere near the strike zone, they're taking a rip.
My goodness. Again, everyone's just moving up a base as that's going to go foul. But again, first pitch swinging is also so close to just keeping it fair every time. Going up that third base line.
She had a wicked cut at that.
Yeah.
Gets one of those up in the jet stream here, it'll blow out of here.
ball, 1 strike to Farah. 0 for 1 so far here in game 2. Ground ball to the catcher. 2 balls, 1 strike. Carlton at third, Lila Carlton that is. Platt at second, O'Hare at first. There goes my monitor. Wind continuing to be a force for players and broadcasters alike today, I guess. Well, hopefully by the time we're back out broadcasting the elements here at the fairground, it's the 13th run will be walked in for Tongi. Hopefully by the 24th when we're out there, Denny, maybe the weather will be cooperating then. Hopefully, no wind. That'd be ideal.
That would be nice. Seems like it's always windy out here in the springtime. A lot of open ground here.
Yeah,
not a lot to slow down the wind.
Yeah. Something about wind in the springtime in Kansas. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's like the further south you get, the windier it gets too. It's nuts. This is Jeffrey.
I had a buddy of mine grew up in western Kansas, and it blows really hard out there. Of course, you know, the joke out there in western Kansas, you have to use a log chain as a windsock. So you know that's got to blow hard.
That's a strong blowing wind. Jeffrey fouls that one out of play. You know, it's crazy, you know, how overlooked western Kansas is. I guess there's really not too much. You get beyond Wichita and maybe for 4A purposes, Salina, because there's so many state events held out in Salina. Mm-hmm. Once you get kind of beyond that, like it always makes me laugh. In Topeka, you'll see the sign where it says you take your exit, you go to downtown Topeka, it's X amount of miles. You go to Wichita, it's X amount of miles. And then to Denver, Colorado, it's 528 miles. And it's like, is there nothing else we could have put in that third spot? Like anything? As Jeffrey puts it out into center field, and it'll be 2 plated here for the Chieftains, and there's that lucky number 15 run they were looking for. Right on cue with the Western Kansas talk. That gets in the 2-run single for Jeffrey.
Yeah, there's not a lot to see between Topeka and Denver.
Yeah, I bet.
Once you get through the Flint Hills, it's pretty much desolate.
A lot of fields.
Yeah.
Plenty of fields.
A lot of feedlots.
That'll be a foul ball. Another good pull by Reichman, but just going foul. So again, we'll go to the top of the third. Cyclones will be down to the last 3 outs. And for you and I, as we're putting an end to our regular season coverage of Chieftains softball, mostly just because of the schedule we have with Johnson County softball being just on every other home date, we have to be over in Johnson County. That's the reason that we were doing these 2 so early, so we can just be here to get a couple of done. But it blows my mind in total with 2 doubleheaders, 4 total games, more than likely, unless the Bishop Ward really surprises me in the top of the third inning. We're only going to have 10 total innings worth of Chieftain softball done across 4 games.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Something that makes you scratch your head, I guess. Still nobody out in the bottom of the second either. And how about that? His first strikeout for a Bishop Ward pitcher, and that sends Reichman back to the dugout. Caught looking on strike 3. That'll bring Garcia back up as the wind calms down for a moment.
You had to say that, didn't you?
Just
wait a minute. It'll pick up.
It'll gust, I know. Swing and a miss by Garcia.
Uh-oh. That's going to get down.
Gets by Espinoza. Had a hard time fielding it and left. Another run in for the Chieftains. That time courtesy of Solana Garcia with a 1-run single. With one gone in the bottom of the second, it is 16-0. Tonganoxie with the lead. And I wonder at what point will the Chieftains, like we've seen in past games and in past innings, where they'll just kind of call their own mercy rule and just be like, all right, we're done. As this is lined off the glove of the second baseman, little confusion. So out at second, and that was a comebacker right at Villegas, who had to put her glove up more in self-defense more than anything, and able to knock it down. So Garcia will be out. Jeffrey will advance up to third base, and on to first on the fielder's choice is Kalia Baldock.
Here comes the win.
I just had to say something. I don't know. After we take it to the top of the third, game is over. We'll ask you to stick around. We'll announce our County Road Brewing Player of the Game here in Game 2 and wrap up our coverage here this afternoon. Be off for about a couple of weeks, and we'll be back, like I mentioned. Girls soccer and boys in baseball will be picking up April 21st for girls soccer, April 24th for our first baseball matchup. We get closer and closer to the end as wild pitch that'll allow Baldock to move up to second base. But getting closer to the end of this 2025-2026 school year and the broadcasting years, they go hand in hand. The only real question, Denny, are we going to be making a trip out, not to Salina this year, but to Lawrence for a potential
Well, it'd be nice because it's going to be at the Jayhawk complex.
That would be very nice. Hoagland Ball Field for baseball and over at Rock Chalk Park for softball. And for a state tournament's being relocated as, all right, there's the mercy rule called by Tongi, saying we're going to go ahead and just take it to the third. So everyone heads back to the dugout. We goes to the third. Solana Garcia looking for her third straight 3-up, 3-down inning.
Back-to-back shutouts.
Back-to-back shutouts, back-to-back no-hitters potentially on the line here for Tongi.
That's really going to help her ERA.
This has been a day where everyone's been able to help themselves in whatever statistical category. I feel it's slugging, on base, RBIs, batting average, ERA, like you mentioned. It's all just it's going the way of the Chieftains. It's been like that for the majority of the season. And again, and that game on Thursday, if we just keep it here during the half inning change, that game on Thursday, originally thought it was at Eudora. It's actually here at home. So really should encourage you, if you can come out for that game, you should, being here at home at the fairgrounds at Tongi. Fortunately, you and I we're going to be over back at Johnson County Community College. We got a softball doubleheader to do that day, so won't be able to broadcast that, unfortunately. But we'll be following along, at least at the Game Changer app, and I'm sure there'll be other sources here that we'll be able to tap in and try to follow along with the game. Should be a great one between Eudora and Tonganoxie. That matchup's going to tell a lot of
it'd be a good measuring stick
where both teams are at, very much so. So Solana Garcia and the Chieftains 3 outs away, officially wrapping up this doubleheader sweep against Bishop Ward. They won game 1 20-0. They hold the advantage at 16-0 here in game 2. So it's been a game with very little resistance from the Cyclones. Final chance for Bishop Ward to keep the game going, just need 2, but have shown no signs of any to really threaten the Chieftains. I think they count on one ground out, one fly out.
They haven't had a runner on base.
That's it, I know. I'm just talking about just getting the ball actually in play close to. They've had 2 of those instances, I believe. Everything else has been strikeout. The ground out to Garcia back in the first. There was the fly out to right. I feel like in game 1 there was a pop out. There was another ground out. On the right side, it was a ground out to Farrah Halsa at second base.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's been all strikeouts.
There's another one.
And Garcia just continues to mow through this lineup. It's been phenomenal, really, what the Chieftains have been able to do in this one. They are now 2 outs away from wrapping this one up early. And stick around after the game's done into the Brothers Market post-game show, and that's our County Road Brewing Player of the Game. So we'll wrap up our coverage here from the fairgrounds. Garcia starts with another first pitch, swing and a miss. Aha. Another one for Garcia. Here's out number 2. So, it's always funny. You look at a scorebook. You ever think an N and R look kind of close
I do.
to one another? So, Solana Garcia is actually Solara Garcia.
Solara.
So, apologies for that. Santi Garcia, that's one who just came up. Talked to me, you and I in general. And that, so shout out Santi, shout out to the moms as well to following along with that. Apologies for that. Dominance nonetheless for Garcia.
Yeah.
Here's a chance for Bishop Ward, and the throw to the first is going to be well covered and in time. And Solara Garcia and the Chieftains, pure dominance, taking care of the Cyclones in game 2 by a final of 16-0.
Here we go.
And another doubleheader sweep. It's back-to-back here at home that have been wrapped up after 2.5 innings. 20-0 in game 1, 16-0 in game 2. A brief break. We'll be back. And that's our County Road Brewing Player of the Game. Wrap up our coverage here at the fairgrounds when we return.
Shop local and save at Brothers Market in Tonganoxie, where we treat you like family. Brothers Market has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy fresh cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need. From apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to cool crisp lettuce. Brothers Market, open daily. Learn more at shopbrothersmarket.com. First State Bank and Trust is with you wherever you are with complete online banking. Cheering on the Chieftains once again? Why not pay your bills online? Waiting on your kiddos to get out of school? Seems like a good time to make a transfer. Or how about making a deposit from here? Back in the gym for another night? Why not get an e-statement while you cheer on Tongi? And of course, at First State Bank and Trust, you can always bank from right here. Come on in and see us and get your very own Chieftain card. To learn more about all the great ways to bank with First State Bank and Trust, go to firststateks.com.
Charlie was born at LMH. We had a great team of nurses. Not only did they check in on us regularly, they always asked if we had questions, always made sure that we understood what was going on. I cannot say enough wonderful things about the labor and delivery, family birthing, and mother baby care team at LMH Health. We had to put our entire trust into their hands, and just everyone was so friendly and so supportive.
Once again, just pure dominance from the Chieftains. They wrap up another successful doubleheader sweep, this one against the Bishop Ward Cyclones. Final here in Game 2, 16-0 after winning in Game 1, 20-0. And both games ended via the run rule after 2.5 innings of work, just like it was a week ago here at home against Maranatha Christian Academy. Again, thank you to all of you that have been watching along with us all throughout today and all throughout last week's game as well as we go into the Brothers Market post-game show. Check out the weekly ads and specials in-store or online at shopbrothersmarket.com. Brothers Market, where they treat you like family. No further wait. Our counter-bringing player of the game, Solara Garcia, absolute dominant once again, getting the start in Game 2, and she struck out everybody but 2 batters she faced, one on a fly out, or I guess 3 that got away. That last one was a ground out too. But again, just pure dominance once again from her, Denny. 6 strikeouts, and the velocity that she has on her pitches is making her look totally unhittable, and I can't wait to actually see her against a lineup that actually has some pretty competitive bats. But even then, I still feel like she's going to go out and just has a chance to dominate in every single outing.
No question. She's an ace.
An ace for sure. Aubrey Prickett got the win in Game 1, and Solara following it up with the dominance in Game 2.
She's not too shabby
No,
either.
not at all. They both. That's a terrific 1-2 punch that the Chieftains have here, and while we might not have the chance to broadcast many more games this year, we're definitely going to be following along, and hopefully by the time Sub-State rolls around, they're at a place where we're able to show up and we can do it. Because man, I would love to follow this team as long as we possibly can.
I'd love to see him go clear to Lawrence.
Oh, for sure. But I'm just talking with the pitching talent they have, and then the talent all the way around. They can field, they can hit, they can pitch. This is a really, I feel, could just be the hometown bias in me, but I really feel like this is a special team that has a chance to do some really special things this year. Still got a good month of the season, a little over, before we even get into Sub-State. But again, wishing this team nothing but the best throughout the rest of the regular season. We'll be following along through Game Changer and all that. While we might not be out here out in the outfield broadcasting for at least the rest of the home portion of the regular season, definitely going to be following this team all throughout. But once again, team just doing what they're supposed to be doing. Now another real test is going to be coming in Thursday as they host Eudora. Again, and that's a matchup where you could say on both sides, Eddie, that's a measuring stick type of game.
Yeah, and I'd, like you said earlier, partner, I'd encourage the hometown folks to come out and cheer this team on. They're pretty special.
They are very, very special. So, come out on Thursday if you can. It's just one game starting at 6 o'clock here at home on Thursday against the Eudora Cardinals. There is one JV game before that. That starts at 4:30. So you can come out for the JV game and then stick around for the single varsity game that will take place after that. But it's been fun coming out here, back to our roots here at the softball field, doing a broadcast. One final look. What we got coming up here, it'll be in 2 weeks, girls soccer against Spring Hill, and then that following Friday the 24th, baseball against Turner, and then the final 2 dates, girls soccer on the 30th against Bonner, and then baseball on May 12th against Rock Creek. That is the rest of the guaranteed games, guaranteed broadcasts we're going to have here on Tonganoxie Sports Live for the rest of this season. Denny, any final words, any final thoughts before we wrap it up from the outfield today?
Well, I just have a message for the team and the coaches. Get this thing done. We'd love to follow you in the postseason.
Yeah. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's do it.
Love it. Love it. Good luck. Shout out Coach Loomis, Solara Garcia, and the rest of this Chieftain squad. Wishing you guys nothing but the best of luck down the rest of the regular season. Looking forward to hopefully having the opportunity to give you guys more coverage in the postseason. Alongside Dennis Drennan, I'm Dylan Funk. So long. That's going to do it for us today here at the Fairgrounds in Tonganoxie, Kansas. We'll see you next time here on your home of the Chieftains. Tonganoxie Sports Live. Take care, everybody.
From the gridiron to the hardcourt, the pitch to the mat, don't miss any of the action. We're there with live, local sports coverage at VarsitySportsLive.com.